So you were just a wild child, you said, basically?
No, actually, I was kind of like an awkward, nerdy child, but
as an only,
I loved having, I loved comedy, and so I was kind of like a nerdy, dorky kid who then, through comedy and fun, got elected student council president of the high school. I was like, I was, like a kid that's like had some friends, but like was not popular by any stretch. And then I did a comedy routine campaign to run for student council president, and I got elected student council.
Oh, that's
president.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So was that a result of your dad like making you watch black and white movies that got you into comedy at the time?
The first time I was ever on stage, I was pulled on stage at one of my dad's concerts when I was like 4 years old.
Oh, hilarious.
4 years old, yeah. And I had loved, like I'd done comedy all the time. Like I did stand-up comedy in New York City when I was in high school. And I, like when I was a Boy Scout, and my favorite part of Boy Scouts was writing and performing at the campfires.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, like doing songs and skits. I had the most popular song parody in the history of my Boy Scout troop. It was called the Kmart Rap.
Okay.
And it was to the tune of Beastie Boys' "Fight for Your Right to Party," but it was "Fight for Your Right to Shop at Kmart." Yeah,
that's a great parody.
Yeah.
Did you ever send it to Weird Al to
No,
make it happen?
but I love Weird Al. I've seen him in concert many times. And
Wait. So you started stand up in high school?
Yeah, towards the right at the end of high school.
You were just driving into New York on your own and doing open mics?
Yeah, driving in or taking a bus. Yep.
So
Yep.
where did this come from? Where did this sort of need to entertain come from? Was it just sort of
from my dad? My dad was a comedian. He would always just do things to amuse himself and do voices, tell stupid jokes all the time. And he was an MC on stage. He hosted these concerts.
Yeah.
So that was he was really a larger than life figure.
Sure.
Yeah. And seeing him, the raconteur and entertainer that he was, it definitely rubbed off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Were you successful at these open mics? Do you remember any of it?
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun.
Do you remember your first set? How'd that go?
It went really well, and that was part of an open mic. That was probably that was part of a stand-up comedy workshop.
Oh, okay.
And the audience was actually stocked with a lot of people I went to high school with, like a good 15, 20 people I went to high school with.
In New York or in New Jersey?
They came to New York to see it.
Oh, that's so cool.
But before that, like my speech to become student council president was like a comedy routine.
Yeah. Did they have like debates for your student council or something?
They had speeches. You gave speeches.
Wow.
And my
school definitely did not do that.
Oh yeah. And my whole campaign was basically, I had all these different posters, the top 10 reasons to vote for Hal. Blatantly
playing on Letterman.
David Letterman. Yeah. But that captured the imagination of a school.
That's so cool. Did you make all these promises and then not fulfill them like most politicians?
Fuck you for even insinuating that. Here's the thing, Mike. Not only did I not do that, I left an indelible mark of positivity on Northern Highlands Regional High School in Allendale, New Jersey. I will lay it on you if you're...
I would love
do we
to
have
hear,
a minute?
I would love to hear your pedigree as president.
I noticed something when I was president of that student council. I went into the boys' room, and on the bathroom stalls, there were no doors.
Oh, wow.
No doors on the bathroom stalls. And I asked around, and guess what? In the girls' bathrooms, doors on the stalls. That's what I call inequality. Our school had an affirmative action officer. I marched into his office, which was a classroom because he was also a teacher, Mr. Helwig, a history teacher. And I said, "Sir, there are no doors on the boys' room stalls. There are doors on the girls' room stalls. That's an injustice." The next year, doors were put on the stalls.
I love it. Holy shit. You're passionate about this.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Hold on. Hold that fire. Hold that fire in your belly.
Do it.
I don't know how many rants of mine have been bathroom oriented on this podcast, and I touched on stall doors recently.
Yes.
It's such an injustice.
Oh.
What did you do about the one-ply toilet paper? I campaigned in my high school about one-ply toilet paper. I said, let's sell some of those computers in the library that nobody uses and buy some nice toilet paper. And my principal said, Mike Elder, you are hilarious, and I can't do that.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sorry
that
to
was
hear
your
that.
big move. I like it.
Big move.
I support your
Big move.
re-election.
Thank you. I should have gotten left back just so I could have had a re-election.